Our Decision 2016 coverage continues now with some political perspective on the race for the White House. Marquette Law School just released its poll, the latest political poll, and it shows Ted Cruz and Bernie Sanders are leading right here in Wisconsin. So joining us this afternoon is Joe Sapecki, a Democratic political strategist and former state communications director for President Obama and Mary Burke. We also have Lisa Manna here, who is a GOP supporter. Joe, let me begin with you. The numbers today suggest that it's going to look like a win here for Bernie Sanders. It would be his 6th in a row. But does this have to be a big win for him to make any dent on Hillary Clinton?
It definitely has to be bigger than the 4 or 5 point margin that the Marquette poll is showing today. You know, by my calculations, Senator Sanders needs to get about 65 or 70% of the pledged delegates from Wisconsin in order to have this be a really, really good night for him. It's possible that he can win Wisconsin on Tuesday, but have it just be sort of another so-so night for the campaign that doesn't really change anything.
Lisa, on your side of the aisle, you are a Ted Cruz supporter. You don't work for the campaign, but this poll shows him now at 40%. Were you surprised by that? Why are people now coming to Ted Cruz?
I don't think I'm surprised at all by those numbers. As we progress through the process, it makes sense for people to start getting behind the candidate who still lines up with what their ideas are. So when Ted Cruz talks about reform and smaller government and honoring the Constitution, those are all things Republican voters in Wisconsin can get behind.
And so it still looks like a race here. John Kasich spending time here, Donald Trump spending time here. The poll also suggests that people still think that Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump will be the eventual nominee. But look at these unfavorable numbers. 70% for Donald Trump among Republicans and 58% for Hillary Clinton. When you look at those kind of numbers, Lisa, why do you think so many people are uncomfortable with Donald Trump, especially women?
Well, look at those numbers for women. 77% disapproval rate among women. Those are brutal numbers. I don't know how you get past that. You have Megyn Kelly, Heidi Cruz, Michelle Fields, the abortion comment earlier today. That's just within the last week or so. So that's a real problem for the Trump campaign. And I don't know how you win the White House without women. The answer is you can't do it.
Joe, on your side there, those are high numbers as well. If it's between Clinton and Trump, what's this race look like?
Well, I think you have to assume it's going to be a pretty nasty race. But I also think that in a race like that, two politicians with high unfavorable ratings, it's going to come down to who can craft a more compelling, positive vision for America. And we've certainly seen Secretary Clinton begin to do that and talk about how the answer to the challenges that we face is not more division, it's not building walls, it's more love. And so I think that as the primary goes on, you're going to see her continue to refine that message and try to put forward a more optimistic vision for the country. In a head-to-head with Donald Trump, I like that contrast.
All right, Joe and Lisa, we appreciate your insight. Thanks so much for joining us. You can get more political coverage of the presidential race on our website. Just log on to tmj4.com/decision2016.